Seriously? But, Mr. Morris, I don't understand, sir. How can you only be telling me this now?
I'm afraid that there's nothing really I can do. I'm really facing a crisis. My hands are tied.
But what about my film?
Well, I'm afraid you have to come up with something on your own. Take it from me. Sometimes you just have to let things go. Same goes for this film festival.
Oh.
Hey, isn't that Xavier? So he's back in Fontaine now. Xavier!
Oh, why, if it isn't the dear traveler and Paimon. Well, I was doing just fine until I received some terrible news just now. The investor I was working with for my upcoming film has fallen upon some hard times and is no longer able to provide the promised amount of funds.
Can't you just find a different investor?
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. We had signed an agreement specific to the Fontanalia Film Festival, stipulating that I cannot work with any other investors until the festival is finished.
The Fontanalia Film Festival? What's that?
Oh, is this your first time participating in Fontaine's Fontanalia Film Festival? Then allow me to fill you in. The Fontanalia Festival was established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights, who went on a quest to search for the Oceanids and eventually welcomed the Hydro Arconageria. The holiday is deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine, as well as its unique laws and trials. It's one of the most important festivals for this nation.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books, in order to avoid any unnecessary arguments over semantics. I usually try to recite things straight from the source.
Well, either way, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's just like the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt, and the Lantern Rite in Lille.
Yes, those are festivals of a similar variety. Who doesn't like a good festival? And just like those of other nations, Fontaine will hold a plethora of events around this time each year. To commemorate the Loch Knights, people will imitate them by putting on special costumes, raising golden cups, and going door to door asking for pure water. But a few years ago, Lady Farina started to find the whole idea a little drab, and so decided to change the part about pure water to sweets.
That really doesn't surprise Paimon at all.
The whole thing seems more akin to a carnival now, and it's quite popular among the kids. Every year you can hear a bunch of them saying, "Trial or treat."
Oh, that sounds pretty fun. But how does that connect back to the film festival you mentioned?
Yes, it appears I've strayed off topic. I just got too excited after seeing you. Let me get back to the point. The Fontanalia Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology has matured as a medium, it's the perfect time to introduce more people to the art form. During this time, people may submit films to be evaluated, and the entry with the highest score will be given the Farina Award by the association.
The what award?
The Farina Award. You know, after the Hydro Archon. They coined it while Lady Farina was still in power, but even though things have changed, no one has made any motion to update the name. Perhaps everyone still thinks of it as a pretty appropriate name. Even though she isn't the Hydro Archon any longer, Lady Farina is still Fontaine's superstar. Anyone with eyes can see the way she shines on
Бля,
the
ебать я
stage.
спойлеры ловлю.
Alright, guess the name does work pretty well when you put it that way.
Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding? How will I ever explain this to Miss Chiori? Not to say all the other actors who traveled all the way here from Inazuma.
Chiori? Sounds familiar. Where have we heard that name before?
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction, including the design of the actors' costumes and appearances.
Oh, Paimon remembers now! Navia said that her clothes were designed by Chiori, and Kirara's outfit too!
How to describe her? Well, she tends to be pretty direct and can be very forceful when it comes to dealing with people. The fashion world in Fontaine has dubbed her the Thundering Seamstress. Her remarkable designs have led many Fontainians to become very interested in Inazuma. Anyway, Chiori is acquainted with all the actors I've invited from Inazuma. Without her help, I don't think I would have been able to get such an international cast for the film. She really is a kind soul.
Who are the actors from Inazuma? Do we know them?
Why don't the two of you accompany me to the Aquabus station to welcome them? Judging from the time, the Aquabus should be arriving shortly. Chiori will be waiting to meet me there as well.
Окей, продолжаем. Спасибо. Спасибо. Ёбан. Давай сразу сюда. Окей. В игровом процессе эффекты и уловки необходимо побеждать постоянно появляющихся врагов, чтобы за отведенное время заработать очки. По окончании испытания, в зависимости от счета, вы получите медали. Перед испытанием вы можете изменить отряд в соответствии со специальным освещением. Во время испытания побеждаете врагов, чтобы накапливать прогресс подготовки специального освещения. Когда оно будет готово, активируйте его в нужный момент. И тогда вы получите временное, но мощное боевое усиление. Используйте его, чтобы быстрее проходить испытания. Окей. Бля, я справлюсь. Я справлюсь. И лучше X2. Давай попробуем. Раз, два, три, 4. Бля, хил где? Ладно, давай наоборот. Попробуем договориться. Ну сейчас что-то решим.
Time for takeoff. Shake. Oh. Sayonara special. Let me scribe. Decided by destiny. Now you
Попутного ветра тебе в жопу. Я, кстати, не знаю, сколько мне очков надо.
think you can get away? Written in the stars. Illusion shattered. Can't handle your dream. Think you can... Inazuma shines eternal. There is no escape. Time for takeoff. Fate is upon you. Shine down. Here we go. Look at you, Springtail. Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered.
Я почти уверен, что я уже собрал нужное количество.
Written in the stars. Shine down. Can't handle your dream. Inazuma shines eternal. Time for takeoff. Fate is upon you. Illusion shattered. Delve into death. Now you shall perish. Written in the stars. Sayonara special. Think you can get away? Shadows of fate. There is no escape.
Нормально.
Torn to oblivion.
Золото. Да, я все выполнил. 4000 всего надо было. Ой. Какое говно. Я даже менять ничего не буду. Типа серьезно, ну что это за бред? И сколько за одного дают? Я думал хотя бы по 4 этих появляться будет. А голема какого? Они тут вообще по одному. Но вот у меня ушло по 30 секунд на 700.
for takeoff.
Illusion shattered. Inazuma shines eternal. Written in the stars.
Венди надо будет заменить, он тут бесполезен.
Get away. Diana special.
Torn to oblivion. There is no escape. Fate is upon you. Let me scribe.
Time for takeoff.
Now you shall perish. Shine down.
Can't handle your dreams.
Shadows of fate decided by destiny. Illusion shattered.
Ну да.
Can get away.
Torn to oblivion.
Блять, а я мог 4000 успеть. Я что важное не дополучил? Да. Ну тогда он идет нахуй, мы берем вот так, вот так, вот так, вот так. Можно даже вот так, чтобы больше ДПС было, я уверен, что вызываем. Что тут проблем нет.
Let me scribe. Fate is upon you.
Ну да. Конечно, намного легче стало. Да, я немножко урона получаю, конечно.
Written in the stars. Sakura swirl. There is no escape. Now you shall perish.
Еще один.
You're toast. I'm the bright.
Бредовая какая-то хуйня.
Shine down.
Embrace the ice. Lola, get them. Let me scribe.
Torn to oblivion. Decided by destiny. Illusion shattered. Take flight. Inazuma shines eternal.
Но в принципе этого уже достаточно.
Fate is upon you. Kamisato art. Sumet. Torn to oblivion.
Да харе.
Decided by destiny. There is no escape.
Ладно. А кто там? Кто там? Блять, опять 25. Пиздец.
Delve into destiny. Written in the stars.
Embrace the ice.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Let me scribe. Nice and spicy.
Еще и жирные, да.
Fate is upon you. Now
Блять, он еще и уплыл.
Shine down. Whirling snow. Written in the stars. Sakura swirl. Torn to oblivion. There is no escape. Delves into destiny. My apologies. Fate is upon you. Nice and spiky. Now you shall perish.
Что?
Coming out art. So that's decided by destiny. Illusion shattered. Let me scribe. Inazuma shines eternal.
Все уже. Окей.
There is no escape.
Что за 4 косаря будет?
Sakura swirl.
Может даже... Ой, да, чуть
Fate is
будет.
upon you. Illusion
Больше
shattered.
уже не получится. Ульты на Райден нет, ну и оно и не надо. Ну и финал... Бля, финал будет самый простой. Я могу даже ее по приколу взять. Я просто не совсем понимаю, как она работает. Но лишней явно не будет. Если знаете, взять попробовать.
Time for takeoff.
Да. Вода, вода, огонь, электро, блять. А хотя... Ладно, я попробую. Я попробую, почему нет. Ну, давайте.
Get away. Diana special. Coming at you. A proper send-off from the Stina with love. Ha. Feeling lucky? Hezza. Umbrella warfare, I guess. Think you can bully a proper send-off from the Stina with Yahoo! Time for takeoff. Hard to oblivion. Shine down. Ha. Look at you, Lucille. Umbrella warfare, I guess. A proper send-off from the Stina with love. Feeling lucky? Hiya! Hey there! Chap! Feeling lucky? Ha! Yeah! Ha-ha! Think you can get away?
Можно просто Райден.
Shines eternal. There is no escape.
Вот этот, правда, жирный.
Can't have it, your drink.
Take attack! That's the way. Feeling lucky? Cha! Time for takeoff. Hard to oblivion.
Давай, давай.
Shine down.
Изи. Окей, 4. Что это вообще такое? Окей. Подтвердить. Я так понял, это все. Ну. Чего? Во прикол. Уйди. Мою. Ну, один віддай. О, дякую. Дзянькаю. Нет. О, Еще, еще. Да, нет. Отпусти. Демон. Пиздец. Оп, оп, оп. Нет, 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 нет. Это все мне, это все мне, это все мне, это все мне, это все мне. Эть. Блять, там уже 62 кого-то. Ладно, все, сдаюсь. Сука. Не, ну это весело. Сука. Косарик. Окей. Музыка еще прикольная, подобранная. Вот когда будет голосование, я поставлю как минимум за музыку 5 этому ивенту. А что вообще по ивенту? Да. Сколько? Окей, погнали. Еще минимум. Что надо получить? Погнали. Прикольно. Окей. Ко мне. Ко мне. Моё. Отдай, отпустите. Демон, нет. Блять, что за невидимые текстуры? Сейчас не понял. А, ну, блять. Ой, мудил. Ой, идите нахуй, просто. О. Это все мне, И это мне. Все должно быть мне. Все сюда. Нет! Иди нахуй! Нет. Ел? Нас наебали. У нас все спиздили. Пизду, у нас все спиздили. А. Дякую.
Take it easy.
Блять. Спасибо, парни, вы реально лучше. Блять. Нет? Оп. Сука. Не, я так... Я... Хотя бы еще, хотя бы еще. Я не понял. Блять, не успел. Идите нахуй. О, одержать победу и получить доху еще
Inactivity
очко.
serves no purpose whatsoever.
Блять, ну еще раза два осталось в эту дичь поиграть. Не, ну она прикольная. Она не душнит, потому что всего 5 раз надо. Да и при желании можно не так часто в нее играть. Anyways. Ну, типа, если я смогу победить как в прошлый раз, то я уже смогу закончить. Я там 1700 получил, мне 1625 не хватает. Окей, погнали. Хули сидеть.
What's the hurry?
Нет! Пиздец. Да съебался. Сука, 17 он, блять, выйду. Мудло ёбаное.
What's the hurry?
Ну, хоть 26. Похуй. А, у него 19. Ёбаный стыд. Ну да, еще один раз придется. 700 где-то не хватает. Не, 825. Похуй. Блять, ну если не хватит опять, сука, блять, я обижусь. Хуета получится.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Ой, спасибо. Дянькаю, дянькаю. Нет! О! Засейвили.
Time to go. Time to go.
Мудак. Иди на.
Time to go.
Все. Чуваки, не успею. Изи. Вот прошлый бы раз только дали. Хотя не хватило.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human...
Чего? А что не так? Давай. Так, я сейчас не понял. Тяжело. Пробовать надо. И где? Блять. Сука, я чё, в Снайпер Элит 2 зашел? Неплохо, неплохо. Бам. Бля, я реально в Снайпер Элит какой-то захотел поиграть. Окей, давай пробовать. Блять. Сука. Добрый день, офицер. До свидания, офицер. Так, куда ты? Давайте, ребят. Ты? Сука. Прямо в сердце, нахуй. С 10-й попытки, правда. Ну, защита опять. Похуй. Ага. Сука. Ра. Блядь. Бля, ну прикольно, 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 прикольно. Мне понравилось. Без рофлов. О, а что это нам дали? Прикольно. И останется последнее. Чё тут нет прямоемов? Обычно тут тоже продавались прямоемы. Где? Да. Закрыто, закрыто, закрыто и... Осталось только это. Мы фильмы не смотрим, братан. Чего, блядь? Чё от меня хотите? Куды? Плюс 30. Плюс 20. Значит, я там правильно все подобрал. И еще плюс 20. И плюс 3. Не, ну я режиссер. Блять, ну я режиссер. Это прекрасный фильм. Блять, я заплакал. Я реально заплакал. Так, дальше. Это второе. Пошли. Бля. Тьфу-тьфу. Ой. Ну, вообще, да. О-ля-ля. Шедевр. Реально, это классик. Бля, я реально охуел. Нави, я, конечно, в очках это, блядь, это секс какой-то, нахуй. Я хуею. Дебор де ляте. А, курдык. Курлык. Это мне залезть надо? Или внутрь войти? Блядь, это внутрь надо было войти. Не, ну кто знал? О, вот это прикольно. Я их обычно ищу. Ну, бухло пригодится. Бля. Договорились. Плюс 20. Бля, проебался я где-то по-любому. Так. Ага. Последний проебался. Шедевр. Вот, чисто шедевр. Бля. И останется только Мора. Тупой Мор. Меч, блядь, меч прикольный, но я не могу понять. Это только мне он прикольный или его реально можно юзать? Детали сразу продолжу. Ну и у меня нихуя нет. А как это у меня нихуя нет? А вот так это у меня нет. Ну и ладно. Что нахуй. Погнали последнюю. Да, просто сюда. Я отойду на перекур. И после этого можно продолжить. Окей. Все, это победа. Бля, просто хлопаю. Все закончилось. Доп. Ивенты. А чего не хватило? Или хватило? А, ровно. Ёлы-пал. Ну, блядь, первая крутка на ютубе получается. Ну, такое. Окей, пока что вот так. Ненадолго отойду.
The world remains constant over the centuries. But human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Watch how we turn and we cause it, watch how we pop it off. Predators come and lock it, watch how they pop it off. Fire mash up police soldier, they try to lock it off. Holy power water to out it, but yet not enough.
Раз. Ой, блядь. Пошел на. Ой.
Miss Chiori?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast. The aquabus hasn't even arrived yet. Oh? And who are they?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise! We've heard the owner of Chioriya Boutique is a skilled seamstress, so it's a real pleasure to finally meet you in person.
Why, thank you. I strove to create an outfit that matched her high social station as the demoiselle. So tell me, what happened? I can tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Well, it's like this.
Ugh.
I know, Chiori, you don't have to say it. You did remind me that this investor was a little bit sketchy.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
But how could I pass it up? He offered me twice as much as the others.
And therein lies the problem.
Yes, but just put yourself in my shoes. After obtaining such an excellent script, it's only natural that I would want to make the most of the film. The budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone willing to front such a large amount of mora, so...
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help scrounge up some more together for you.
Oh, thank you, Paimon. That means a lot to me. But the cost of the film is staggering. I'm afraid that any mora we can scrounge together in a short amount of time won't even be able to cover the actors' fees.
We need to move on. What's happened has already happened, and there's no changing it. But now's not the time to give up.
What? You're saying that you have a plan?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm simply saying I wouldn't give up just yet. The actors I recommended aren't just after mora after all.
Really? Then where do you live? We Malazines live in Marcy Village. The only way to enter is from underwater.
Oh, you must be pretty tired after work every day, right? I mean, you have to swim all that way just to go home.
We are so thoughtful. But some Malazines choose to live in the Court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
This is our stop.
Oh, we've arrived, but I haven't even finished chatting with Abel yet. I also enjoyed Abel's introductions to Fontaine along the way. Everything you described was so clear and detailed that we can't help but want to hear more.
Thank you so much. I'm usually working here on this aquabus, so I hope I'll have the chance to see you again. There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
Welcome to the Court of Fontaine.
Chiori, you sure have changed a lot. This is the first time we've seen you since you left Inazuma.
I haven't realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier. I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
Ah, it's an honor to have the head of the Kamisato clan visit us.
So they're who you meant when you said you had actors coming from Inazuma?
Oh? It's the Traveler and Paimon.
Wow, what a coincidence! Ayaka and I were just talking about you on the way here. Are you also here for the film?
We just ran into Xavier earlier and came over with him.
But I'm not an actress. Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka are the real actors here. I'm just tagging along with Ayaka to have a good time together.
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to contact you when I was making preparations for the film? I figured you were probably busy, and I didn't want to disturb you. So I could only keep you in the back of my mind while I sought other actors to play the lead roles in the film.
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here, but you still managed to surprise me first.
Oh, so you all know each other already! My, what a coincidence! What are the chances everyone could be brought together here like this? Why don't we go to Hotel de Boer and catch up over a meal? I've already made a reservation.
Huh? Did you reserve 2 spots for us too?
Yes, of course, of course. I'll be sure to tell the boss to serve a few more delicious dishes just to make sure there'll be enough food.
Very well. Then please, kindly lead the way, Mr. Xavier.
Wow, the buildings in Fontaine are so tall. Just look at how big they are.
And there's the fountain that Aval mentioned earlier. It really is a magnificent sight.
And look at that huge spinning sphere. Where does it get its power? Wait a sec! Could it be one of those clockwork mecha we've heard so much about? So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma. How should I describe it? It seems like you have to go through a lot more steps to make them. And the flavor has many layers too.
Yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted a little too bland. It took some time for me to get used to it.
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for a moment, shall we?
How have preparations for the film been coming along, Mr. Xavier?
Well, I've already assembled most of the film crew, a lighting specialist, a prop manager, and a costume designer. I've also bought the copyrights from the novel's author.
Oh, it's called The Two Musketeers, right? I read the script you sent me on the way here. The story is pretty good.
Originally, I was planning to start filming as soon as Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka arrived in Fontaine, but I'm afraid I've run into a bit of a problem.
Oh? What is it?
It has to do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris. He suddenly informed me this morning that he's encountered some financial trouble and will be unable to release to me the amount of funding agreed upon.
It's said that Fontaine's legal system is well developed. If he has violated the contract, then can't you simply take him to court over the matter?
Well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court, I'm afraid it would take months before the case could even be heard.
Then, is there a way we could raise funds ourselves to solve the problem?
I've considered that option too, but unfortunately, it's difficult to gather such a large amount of mora on such short notice. Besides, we have to consider the film festival's submission deadline.
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem you are currently facing?
What? No, out of the question. To have you come all this way just to act for free? Oh, no, that won't do.
There's no need to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually intended to work for free after receiving your invitation. Inazuma has only recently reopened its borders, and needs to strengthen its relations and cultural ties with other nations. We didn't have many collaboration projects with Fontaine in the past, so we hoped this trip would serve as a good start for the future.
Indeed. You could say that's the real reason why the Yashiro Commission agreed to come to Fontaine.
I understand, but having you two act for free just doesn't seem right.
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey of sorts, we must express our sincerity if we want to establish formal cultural ties with your nation. This film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation and cultural exchange between Inazuma and Fontaine. It's my hope that the film can be finished and released as smoothly as possible. If you still don't feel comfortable with this arrangement, I would also be more than happy to be introduced to some other renowned individuals in Fontaine's literary and artistic circles.
All right, I'll do as you say. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to cobble together enough mora now, even if it means selling my house, my camera, and every single family heirloom.
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
Me too! Even though I didn't bring much more to spend on this trip, it's still better than nothing.
You are too kind, all of you. I really don't know how to...
Ew. Alright, enough about that. Now that we have Xavier's savings, my support, and 2 leads who are willing to act for free, I think we will be able to make this happen. So, instead of mora, you'll help with filming and production.
Oh, but how can we help with that? We don't know much about making a film.
Alright, pull yourself together, Xavier. Tell us if there are still any open positions left among the crew.
All right. Let me think. We still need a camera operator, a clapper loader, and someone to manage logistics. I originally wanted to personally serve as director, but I've been too busy working as the producer. So the positions of director and director's assistant will also need to be filled.
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics support person do, but what's a clapper loader?
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapperboard to record and organize the information of each shot when the camera operator begins shooting. The work requires both patience and careful attention to detail.
A clapperboard? Oh, you mean the thing they hold that goes clap whenever they start filming?
Yes, that's right. Are you interested in that job?
For sure! Paimon's always wanted to try that.
Alright, then you'll be our clapper loader. I can find someone from the store to help with logistics. What do you think, Xavier?
Fine by me. As for our camera operator, I was thinking of letting the Traveler take the role.
Oh, she's great when it comes to using a camera. Paimon can't even count how many things we've taken photos of during our journey.
Yes, that's also what I was thinking. I noticed the Traveler had an eye for photography and composition when we worked together previously.
I'm sure that's due to the Traveler's journey across Teyvat and all the places they've seen. After so many adventures, using a camera must be second nature by now.
What do you say, Traveler? Are you interested in the job? Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend. Let me give you a big warm hug.
Дядя, не надо.
So all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
Oh, me! I want to be the director's assistant. All we need to do is help the director, right? I can handle that.
All right, then all we need is a director. Oh, all the well-known directors in Fontaine are probably also busy working on their own films these days. I'm not sure who will have time to help.
Oh, Farina helped out a theater troupe recently by serving as an artistic consultant. She could be a good director.
Farina? Do you really think Lady Farina would be willing to help us with our humble project?
Isn't that the name of Fontaine's Hydro Archon? My brother has already informed me about what happened here in Fontaine.
Yep, that's her. She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago, and now she's taking up work as a director.
Well,
I saw that musical. Her performance was perfect, and the storyboards were also excellent. Don't let her form or identity intimidate you. She's the best candidate we can think of right now. You'll never know until you give her a shot.
fine. You're right, Shiori. I'll do anything for the sake of my film. Anything! Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to Lady Farina's residence.
Do you need us to also come along?
No, there's no need to trouble you with this. Besides, you've just arrived in Just leave this task to me. It's part—
Very well.
I'll go with you.
And don't worry, we won't simply—
All right, then I'll start making—
A gift for someone who has once seen—
I recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork ring.
Huh? Can't we just bring some dessert?
but wouldn't that be a little too—
Isn't the Fontanalia festival happening right now? I heard Abel tell us on the Aquabus that Farina introduced the tradition of going door to do something like that. She must—
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is—
Alright then, let's go buy some fun—
But will that really be enough? We'll be asking—
You're right. We need to
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontanalia mousse?
Yes. We'll need a gift that's—
But what could that—
Концентрированный, блядь, этот, я забыл,
Your words of praise.
как фрукт называется. Концентрированный сахарник или как-то так. Бля, мне не нравится то, что слишком долго идет эта часть. Тому не успеть. Сколько осталось? 12 часов.
We're here! This is where Farina lives.
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
Coming. Seriously, who's knocking before afternoon tea?
Lady Farina, please allow me to introduce myself. I am Xavier, a film director.
Hello. Oh, is that the traveler in Paimon I see behind you? And who's this?
I'm Chiori.
Ah, the one from Chioria Boutique. Hello, hello. So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something?
Did you just get up, Farina? It's already past noon, you know. Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is so warm. Just like how you make us feel. Sleeping in late is a
Бля, мне
really
кажется,
smart
что кто-то
idea.
заметит.
No. I was just up late last night reading some novels. What does sleeping in have to do with the weather?
This is a small gift we've prepared for you, Lady Farina. We hope you like it.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now. Oh, is this Fontinalia mousse? It's one of my favorites.
That's great! So, actually, there's something we need your help with. Given your renowned passion and understanding of drama, I would like to ask that you serve as the director of our film crew.
Oh, but didn't you just say that you're a director?
Yes, but for this particular project, I'm mainly working as a producer. Besides, I'm sure that your understanding of the performing arts far surpasses my own, Lady Farina.
Are the Traveler and Paimon also part of the film crew?
Yep, we sure are. Paimon's the clapper loader and she's the camera operator.
Camera operator? That can be a pretty technical job, and directly No, I'm not questioning your abilities. It's just that I've never really seen you use a camera before.
Maybe you can come up with a test for the Traveler and see for yourself. If she can satisfy you with her camera skills, then you'd have nothing to worry about and can join the team. What do you say?
You sure are getting better at rolling with the situation, Paimon. I do wish to see how skilled the Traveler really is with a camera. Alright, how about this? We'll work with what we have. I'll give very good. It's essential for the camera operator to understand the director's vision. I'll make my decision.
Ой,
as I see
блядь.
your work. Are you ready? I have high standards, you know. Okay, grab the camera and I'll give you a scenario.
Давайте, 1000 очков.
It appears that you have more skill than I thought. All the shots had a great composition, and I could really feel a connect.
Yeah! Does that mean you agree to be...
Did you think I would agree just like that?
after our performance of The Little Oceanid, I've begun to make a name for myself again, you know. In fact, I've already had several troops approach me for the Fontanalia Film Festival. If others were to find out I agreed to work—
Hey, but didn't we have a deal?
Well, what about
300
pay?
bucks.
You know how much you're willing to pay me to be the director?
Мы
The
заплатим
pay is also an
2000.
important factor for me to consider, you know.
Well, I can offer you
Ладно.
this much?
What? That's all? If Nervylat were to hear of this, he could charge you with underpaying your labor.
Ой, блядь. Такие какой тонкий рофлс. Учитывая, все-таки это еврейская страна. Да. Вообще прикольно. Рофлс я бы купил.
I'm sorry, but our crew is in a tight—
I see. Well, even though it's high—
Oh, our script is an adaptation of The Two Musketeers.
Huh? Wait, you mean the suspense thriller novel that was a #1 bestseller?
Oh, so Farina's read it too.
Of course I read it. I've always had a keen interest in artistic works that strike a chord with the populace. I see. It all makes sense now. You must have used most of the budget to pay for the copyright.
Not really. The novel's author transferred the copyright to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film adaptation of the story. The lack of budget is due to another issue.
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, Mora isn't the most important thing to him right now. It reminds me of a delivery courier who wears one of my designs while traveling all across Teyvat. I didn't charge her much for the outfit either. The exposure she provides for my brand is well worth it.
So, are you a big fan of this story, Farina?
Well, it's alright. The pacing of the story is good, but the character relationships
Бля,
could
жалко, что я
use some
Фрину
work.
не вывел. Ой, в следующий
When
раз
I
она,
was
я
reading
ее,
before,
наверное,
I
вывел.
always felt like some
Посмотрим,
things
что
were
с
left on
Райден
a
получится.
rather
Я очень меч хочу
unsatisfactory
вывел.
note. I have high standards, you know. Mr. Xavier, if, hypothetically speaking, I agree to be the director, how much freedom would I have in terms of script revisions and creative interpretation?
Oh, as much freedom as you would need. I wouldn't dare doubt the tastes of Fontaine's greatest star.
Good. Then I'm free to alter the script as I see fit.
Absolutely.
Кстати, прикольно, я
no
только сейчас заметил у
problem.
него в зрачках капельки воды. Прикольная деталь. Типа Архон.
All right. It seems that your crew really can't go on without my care and direction.
So, you agree?
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone of my caliber deserves. A great script calls for a great director. I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined
Тоже
due
не
to lack of funds.
Ну бля,
If you
не.
have fine cheese and
300
bread,
баксов
you won't just
песни
let
в
it sit
подарок.
on the
Нормальный
counter and
гонорар.
get moldy just because you lack an oven, right?
Oh, Hydro Archon above! I'm not dreaming.
There's no more Hydro Archon. There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of finalizing the script and casting the... And by the way, since we'll be filming the two musketeers...
Yes, I've thought about this as well. I was...
Me? If Navia can also use firearms, but unfortunately...
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Oh, you mean the Special Patrol's musketeers?
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets every day.
They would be under Nervilette's jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I, don't have any connection with them at all. So, in the end, we still have to start by talking to Nervilette.
No need to go to all that trouble. I know their cap-
Oh, you do? Wait, Chiori, how do you...
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time to time, and she's helped me out on a few occasions. In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol couldn't get involved directly. So, we've gotten to know each other over time.
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion designer to handle a situation? Your work is becoming more and more mysterious.
It'd be best to keep it that way. Anyway, enough about that. What do you all think about asking the captain to be our musket action choreographer?
She sounds professional enough. She is a captain after all. I have no objections.
But I imagine the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol must be busy with their duties. Do you think she'd really...
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora.
Дайте мне хотя бы закончить первый акт.
I'll have to go ask her
Задолбали.
first. Then I'll leave that to you.
Времени нет,
Macaroni's
скоро
on set today,
рассвет.
so I've got to
Ключ
go.
повернул.
You can just tell me how things went when we discuss tomorrow's plan later.
No problem.
Having Farina join feels like a big boost to our team.
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. You'll witness the true power of my name in these lands. You'll be so glad I agreed to help. I can guarantee that even the standing tickets will be sold out. I'll be sure to ask some people I know to see if they'd be willing to act as extras.
Seems like you're finally getting more comfortable with your own reputation now.
I didn't ask for the Clapper Loader's commentary, Paimon.
Then let's get going. I happen to know where Chevreuse is today.
By the way, I'm curious. If my pay is so low, then what about our two lead actors? Didn't they travel here all the way from Inazuma?
Actually, they told us
ровно
the
ноль.
trip is part of a cultural exchange, so they didn't ask for any pay.
What? So is every person in Tevat who doesn't want money gathered here to shoot this film? Don't tell me Chiori isn't being paid either.
I already knew Xavier from before, and he's also agreed to give my brand some good exposure.
It seems the gods have really smiled upon you, Xavier. And that certainly doesn't include me, mind you.
Ну прикольно рофлят. Это чисто ивент на рофлах. Да я так и не понял, когда уже закончится, типа. Пам. Что это? Вот это что? Если я первый закончить не могу час. Сколько другие идти? Пиздец. А пропускать не особо хочется. А, так это она стояла.
All right.
Вот это рофл.
This is the place.
But where's the captain? There's hardly anyone around here.
She's over there. The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh, her! Paimon could tell there was something different about her. She seems kinda intimidating.
Please wait here for a moment. I'll go fetch her. She's working now, so you might not want to get in her way.
Working? But isn't she just standing there and reading a novel?
Just trust me.
Oh, alright, let's see what happens then. Chiori sure is a mysterious person. She claims to be a fashion designer, but she knows all these powerful people.
The court of Fontaine isn't particularly tolerant of visitors from overseas, so it isn't easy for a foreigner to promote their brand here. Even more so in the competitive world of fashion. Even a local like me just trying to make a film has to face all kinds of challenges. So I can only imagine what Chiori has been through to get where she is today. I'm sure that having more connections has definitely worked in her favor.
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main character?
No. Multiple. Branching storylines.
I see. How's the plot coming along?
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life. I'd wager he's going to make the wrong choice.
Any way to speed things up? There's something I need your help with.
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes down to what the character chooses.
Which is exactly why I'm here to help.
All right. It appears he made the wrong choice in the end. Halt!
Huh? What's going on?
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's just a book. I didn't buy anything else.
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have a look.
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here, not purchasing anything, but I'd prefer if you didn't disturb my customers.
Don't give me that act. You won't be able— I am Chevras, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance. And before you do anything unwise, let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground—
all right. But please let me say something first. If there's any
Why, you trying to leave me on the hook, huh? You were the one who said you wanted it.
Save it for the interrogation room. Take them away, Letelier.
What's going on here? One second you're reading a book and the next you're escorting people away.
And who are— Oh! Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the papers recently? Chiori, I'm assuming what you wanted to ask me about has to do with them, right? Maybe I can let you in on what's happening then. Now that Vache has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. The Fontaine guards have been busy collecting the remaining synths still circulating on the market. Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the very last batch.
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch the bad guys. Oh, Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler and Xavier.
Hey, I'm Chevras. You probably already heard me introduce myself.
Yeah, why didn't you make a move as soon as you had the chance? Were you worried that my intel wasn't accurate?
No, I wanted to see if the shopkeeper would turn himself in first. All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had come from.
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Chevras. But instead, the moment I came up and blocked Chevras' line of sight, he took the opportunity to sell it off.
Yep, he made the wrong choice, even though the right choice was right there in front of him.
But you knew they wouldn't make the right choice.
Yeah, I knew. I was just hoping I'd be wrong for once. Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me about?
Oh, you see, it's like this.
The Two Musketeers. You certainly have a good eye for a story. So what do you need me to do? Just be the action choreographer for the actors?
Yes, that's right. I want to make sure we get all the details right. I want the actor's posture and understanding of firearms to be as realistic as possible. However, I'm afraid this work will require a bit of your time, since you'll have to be present whenever we're—
No need to say any more.
Huh? Just like that.
Really? You're willing to help us with our humble film project?
Sure, it's no big deal. As I said, we've wrapped up our investigation here, so I don't have any other tasks on my plate for the moment. Besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home. Stories where justice prevails over evil never get old for me.
Then we've got a deal?
Yes, I'll see you on set tomorrow.
Oh my! I can hardly believe it! I should tell Lady Farina immediately. Oh, and I must tell the prop manager and lighting technician to get everything ready.
Calm down, Xavier. The film is going to take more than... Still, I should also head back now.
Alright, guess that's it for today then.
Traveler, Paimon, please stay for a...
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore. I don't want... He'd better.
So what did you want to tell us?
Have you read The Two Musketeers? The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron, and their struggle to survive together and take revenge for their mother. They were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had. One day, upon returning home, they found their mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. It was quite evident that the culprits were the other members of the baron's house. However, the baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole thing under wraps. The mother's death was eventually deemed as a suicide, and many years later, members of the baron's family suddenly started turning up dead one after the other. The baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, so he lived in fear, but it was actually those two siblings who had fled all those years ago. They relied on each other to survive, and they used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their plan and exacting revenge on the baron.
That's quite an
Yep. The Baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds, and justice was able to prevail.
Бля, у тебя наушники
It
прикольные.
is just the kind of story I enjoy.
Oh, so is that why you were so willing to join our crew, Chevrolet?
You could say it was one of the reasons.
Oh, you mean there were other reasons too?
I've read the reports about you. Whether it was at the trials or when you lent your hand to resolve our nation's crisis, you've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice, as well as a great mind for deductions. Yes, you're as sharp as I expected. It seems you've experienced many similar situations before. There's been a recent murder case involving muskets. The perpetrator's methods appear to be very similar to what is described in the novel.
Huh? Really? But Paimon didn't see anything
The Marechaussee Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public.
A murder involving firearms? But not that many people...
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves every day. If one of the However...
Huh?
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. You can decide tomorrow whether or not you'd like to join the investigation with me. I'm aware this might not be the ideal time to add more to your plate, but the more capable people we have, the better the chances that carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is... I don't want people to see muskets in a negative way, and also, I'm concerned about this...
You mean, they might be connected?
I suspect so. Just to make myself clear, this is not an order. If you two have any interest in the case after we finish film...
What do you think, Traveler? Yeah, you're right.
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good. Otherwise, when the moment comes, you might end up like that shop...
Ура! Первая глава завершена. Бля, если заказывать по 20, то это рофл какой-то. О, кстати. С 8 до 10 там было сказано. Уп.
It's finally time to meet up with everyone. Paimon even dreamt of making the film last night. right. We're meeting at Hotel de Boer. Let's get going.
Пью.
Ayaka, Yoimiya, you're already here.
Good morning. Xavier said yesterday afternoon went well.
Yeah, and how about you, Ayaka? What were you up to yesterday?
After we split up, Ayato went to see Udex Nervillette at the Palais Marmonia. I was originally thinking of going with him, but he said he could manage it himself. He told me to go see the sights around Fontaine and to enjoy the local culture. So I rode the aqua bus with Yoimiya and visited the opera house on Aranias Island.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what we saw there. 2 mechanical puppets that were dancing together. You've already seen them, right? Yeah, those two. Amazing, aren't they?
We sat and watched for quite a while. It was mesmerizing.
Oh, it was the same for us the first time we...
Afterwards, we went swimming at the beach. Well, diving, to be exact. It was the first time I ever breathed underwater. I held Ayaka's hand and we counted down together. At first, I didn't dare to open my mouth. But once I couldn't hold my breath any longer, I decided to take a big breath in. Turns out the water was... Before I knew it, I was breathing like normal down there. It was an amazing feeling. Ayaka said I was too nervous.
I knew that the Traveler could do it, so I had no doubt we could do it too. That helped me feel at ease. The underwater world in Fontaine truly is beautiful. I love seeing the Romaritime flowers.
Yeah, and there were so many creatures that we've never seen in Inazuma. Like those fish.
Ну это тот самый ивент, который много звездят и долго проходится из-за этого. То есть доп-квесты я за час выполнил. Вот буквально все доп. А это я первую главу час проходил. То есть часов 5 понадобится, чтобы закрыть ивент. И то это я понемногу скипаю. Неприятно на самом деле.
Yoimiya was down there for quite a while. It was dark before we finally rode the aqua bus back to the city. I figured she'd want to sleep in today.
Yeah, even I was worried I wouldn't be able to get up. I still felt like I was drifting in the waves when I went to sleep last night. But as soon as I woke up today, I remembered that we'd all be shooting a film together, and I was ready to go.
Speaking of the film, where's everybody else?
My brother and Xavier were speaking to the restaurant owner about using the place as a filming location. They should be here soon. As for the others, we're here.
Please excuse my tardiness. I just finished the Special Patrol's 6-mile morning jog.
Wait, 6 miles?
I'm so tired. I heard you all
Нечего
chatting, so I
не
decided
спать
to
по
come
ночам.
down.
И
Make
читать
sure to
свои.
use some of that endless energy everyone else has.
Good morning, everyone.
Boarding. Can someone fetch me a cup of coffee? More milk, hold the sugar.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that for you.
No, you can't go anywhere. Please, have a seat over here so I can get started on your makeup. The last thing I want is coffee stains on my costumes.
I can get the coffee. It's the perfect job for an assistant.
Дайте половину энергии я имею в
So
Рине.
much energy. Seriously, what's her secret?
Oh, Yoimiya's always like that. But you sure look exhausted, Farina. It's because you're not used to waking up so early, huh?
Of course not. I spent the whole night reading the novel from cover to cover, marking sections that either need to be omitted or adapted.
Ой, адаптация эти ваши.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect you to be so
Когда
thorough.
переводят игры от адаптации иногда херов можно словить.
Well, I was the biggest star in all of Fontaine after all.
It takes more than just a pretty face to earn a reputation like that. I know how to get serious when the situation calls for it. I went all out when I was acting as an Archon, so why wouldn't I do the same for my own life?
Here's your coffee, Director Farina.
Oh, thank you. The sound of being called director.
Братишка, я тебе
And
покушать
the
принес.
aroma of coffee feels almost as refreshing as hearing the birds chirping in the morning.
Ah, it seems everyone has managed to arrive on time.
We've reached an agreement with the restaurant owner. We are free to use the second floor to shoot our film.
Really? That's great!
He is really looking forward to our film and hopes that providing his restaurant as a filming location will attract more customers.
Well then, Mr. Xavier, I'll leave the rest to you.
Okay, thanks. First, I'd like to introduce our new members. This is our prop manager, Veronique. She'll be in charge of all the film's props and items. And this is Bano, our lighting technician. He'll be in charge of lighting and illumination to set up each scene's atmosphere.
Wow. Sure feels like we have some real professionals joining the crew now.
First of all, please allow me to first express my sincerest gratitude to everyone in the crew. When my investor informed me yesterday that he wouldn't be able to provide the funds, I really thought that this was the nail in the coffin for this film. I had no idea that I'd find so many people willing to help me on such short notice. Thank you. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
No need to be so cordial, Mr. Xavier. We're all honored to be a part of this.
Your works made a profound impression on me when I saw them back in Inazuma. I am sure that someday, this film will be remembered as a prime example of cultural exchange between Fontaine and Inazuma.
Yes, the story is the reason I agreed to join. I can't bear to even imagine what this film would look like without the very best director.
Anyway, I would like to make a promise to everyone that as the producer of this film, I'll do whatever I can to ensure that everything goes as smoothly as possible. This is not just my film. It also embodies the thoughts and feelings of every person here, as well as the endless effort we are about to pour into it. So, without further ado, the Two Musketeers will officially begin filming now! You may take it from here, Director Farina.
All right, listen up, everyone.
Допустим.
The first scene takes place when the two young musketeers are living at the Baron's home, still unaware of all that is about to happen to them. We'll need props and lighting to set the scene. Our lead actors can go get their makeup done, and extras, please take this time to go over your positions.
Whoa. Seems Farina's really kicking things into gear as the director.
Is everyone clear? I don't want anyone traipsing around the set like umbrella finches.
Зонтичник.
All right.
Okay.
Cameras will start rolling as soon as the set is ready. Let's make a film that'll make some serious waves in Fontaine. Not the kind of waves that drown people. I mean, the good kind of waves.
Seems like she's still a bit traumatized by that. Anyway, let's go see if there's anything we can do to help.
А, это только начало второго. Блин. Сука, я минут 10 сижу, слушаю этот пиздёж, нахуй. Вы дегенеративные уёбки.
How about here?
A little more to the left.
You got it.
Hey, Yoimiya, do you need a hand?
No, I'm fine. You know, doing the lighting is kind of like designing a fireworks show. I heard that the Traveler will be operating the camera and Paimon will be the clapper loader.
Really? Is that because it'll be easy for Paimon?
Well, sure, there's that. I just think that after all your journeys together, you two must have developed a super close bond and just naturally know how to work with each other. If I'm not mistaken, the director will want the cameras rolling as soon as the clapperboard goes. Oh, I see. It's amazing to see the magic behind filmmaking.
Yumiya, we need lights over there too.
Oh, on it! I've got to get back to work. Chat with you later. Oh.
Seems like Yumiya's really getting into it. But she was right. We...
Да, закрылась.
Ayaka has mentioned you to me before. She said that you two were great friends when you were kids.
No talking. I'm thinking about how to do your eyeshadow.
Ah, yes. To help me really look the part.
To achieve a more young and naive look for this scene.
Are you saying the wrinkles around my eyes are too deep?
You just have too much of a calculating look in your eyes.
You sure don't mince your words. It seems you really haven't changed much.
Quiet.
Бля, прикольно. Это игровой персонаж в теории? Я ж просто давненько не играл, так, может, я ее пропустил. Может, ее выбить можно было. По алфавиту можно? Хуй, ну и ладно. Не, ее нету. Бля, жаль. Выглядит пиздато. Эту хуйню я пропустил как-то. Вообще про нее не слышал. Шарлот, кстати, вроде бесплатно раздавали, но я ее проебал, ну, блядь, бывает. Не, нету, ебать. Ебать. Грустно.
So, this is a real musket?
No, it's just a prop weapon.
Not bad. Have you seen a real musket before?
Only in books and newspapers. I made this one based on the relative shape and proportions I saw in reference images. When we're filming, some special gunpowder will be applied around the muzzle, which will help create the flash and smoke effects of a real gun being fired.
Which means it'll be up to the actors to portray the recoil.
That's right. The sound effects for gunshots will also be added in post-production.
Thank you, Veronique. I think I know where to start now. However, the musket's gears and firing pin could still use some work. Adding some wear on the metallic components will make them appear more realistic. Also, be sure to rub the muskets with some oil each time before we start shooting. That'll give the impression that the firearms have been well-maintained.
Good point.
You seem to know a lot, Miss Chevres. I assume you use these types of firearms on a regular basis?
Yes, I perform routine maintenance on my weapons every day. Just like we as people need to eat and sleep, muskets need to be cleaned and maintained.
I also perform similar care for my sword every day, and familiarize myself with its shape and weight, to the point where it feels like a natural extension of my body.
Yes, this way, our weapons will never betray us in the heat of battle.
Yes, well said. It seems we have the same philosophy on this topic.
Oh, sounds like they found a common interest to talk about.
Though these props differ from the muskets I use, I can still give you some pointers.
Good. I look forward to your instruction.
First and foremost, never point the weapon at anyone, regardless of whether it's a real or prop weapon, or whether you're holding it or it's on the table. This holds for any time when you're not actively engaging an enemy.
Okay, understood.
When aiming the musket, extend your arm so that it's level with your shoulder, and use your eye to look down the weapon's sights.
Like this?
Not bad. Now, try saying your lines. This is the end of the road for you. Good. Now turn your body a little. That way, you'll give your enemy less of a target to work with. And relax your shoulders. Here, allow me to demonstrate. This is the end of the road for you.
Кстати, а она была или нет? Я тоже не заметил. Все врёс. Надо будет сейчас
Excuse me, Miss
чекнуть.
Chiori. Director Farina, there's something I wish to discuss with you.
Oh? What is it? Like this?
Yes, much better.
What do you think?
I do see your point. But are you sure you wish to do this?
I believe it would be most fitting.
Well, if you insist. All right. I
Типа две
understand.
сестры будет, а не брат-сестра.
Miss Ayaka, Miss Chevres, could the two of you please come over here?
Huh? What's going on? Are we gonna start filming now?
Let's go see.
What is it?
I have a question for you, Miss Chevres. Would you be willing to play the role of a musketeer?
What?
To clarify, I would like to turn over my role to Miss Chevres.
But brother...
Don't worry, Ayaka. I actually view this as a good thing. I was becoming troubled trying to set aside some time to speak to the staff at the Palais Mermonia. I would like to have some conversations about the cultural exchange between our two countries, and I've heard that the bureaucratic process here can get rather complicated.
Шалом в следующем баннере.
My work.
А, окей.
Besides, you also know
Сорян,
that
что чат
I'm
поздно
not really
проверил.
one for public performances.
Чуть зачитался.
Are you really sure? From a director's point of view, I also felt like the relationship between the two musketeers in the original story could be improved. The older brother in the story plays the lead role with his overbearing character, but this causes his character to overshadow that of his sister, and the theme of the two supporting and relying on each other isn't conveyed very
Кто
well.
вообще будет в следующем баннере?
If
Я
we
знаю,
were to
что
change
Райден
the
будет.
siblings to two sisters of a similar age, then that
Её и
aspect
Мия.
of the story might
А
come through more
трехзвездочных кого
clearly.
запихнут?
Also, I've
Запердоля.
seen you instructing Ayaka. That cold and dignified personality is exactly what we need for the older musketeer.
Of course, even with all these insights, the decision should still be made by Miss Chevres.
Chevres mentioned that she really likes the story, right? Paimon bets that she'll take the role.
All right, I'll take the role.
Как всегда.
Good. It's decided then. I'll get started on making edits to the script. We'll also need to make some immediate adjustments to the lighting, props, and costumes. I have a feeling that our adaptation will be even better than the original story.
You're doing a great favor for me, Miss Chevres. You have my gratitude.
Don't mention it. I like this character, so if anything, I should be the one thanking you.
Well, since my brother is the one who brought up the idea, I suppose there's no need to worry. Let's go, Miss Chevres. I look forward to working with you.
Please, just call me Chevres.
Seems like you're really going out of your way to solve the problem I was having with your makeup.
Surely you jest, Chiori. I assure you that I was mostly motivated by a desire to spend more time on formal business.
Oh, come on. You really think I'd buy that? According to what I've heard from Ayaka, her brother is someone who can juggle 10 different matters at the same time. I'm sure you have other reasons for backing out.
Perhaps. Ayaka always said she wanted to go out and see more of the world, just like the traveler. But I feel that she needs not only to see other nations, but also to make some different kinds of friends.
Но они
I think it would
похожи.
be harder for her to make new connections with me constantly by her side. I would like to give her some space.
Поэтому я-то такой.
All
Не,
right,
я
go
тут
on,
лишний.
spoil her some more.
Ayato, it's too bad you're stepping down from the role. Paimon really wanted to see you act as a musketeer.
No need to poke fun at me. I'd wager that you also felt that I wasn't the best candidate for the role.
It's a little hard for Paimon to imagine you saying those lines.
Yes, I've made an appointment to meet some people from the Palais Mermonia. Now, I will have some more time to prepare.
Traveler, get the camera ready. Paimon, get the clapperboard. Actors to your positions. We're about to start shooting the first scene.
Go on now. And please take good care of Ayaka.
Yep, don't worry.
Блять. Какой Беннет Сара шеврю? Ёван ее рот. Мне ни Беннет, ни Сара не нужна. Ладно, нового интересно выбить. Беннетом я из принципа не играю. Сара у меня в пачке как-то не особо идет. Не люблю саппорт-лучников. Прям таких, которые непонятно куда идут.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing the film when it's finished.
Ладно, один хуй, я все равно оружейку в основном буду крутить. Мне круток 30 максимум придется потратить.
The first scene takes place when our two main characters are still living at the Baron's estate. They've been ostracized and verbally abused by others in the household, but they still have no idea why. We want to capture how naive and innocent they are, despite their pain.
Ну точно так же можно и про Беннета сказать. Там же межнационалка, или как она там была. Там Беннет был. Райден, еще двое каких-то чубриков, я не помню.
Tulip, Mother's been out for quite a while now.
Perhaps she went to pick some flowers on the way home. You know how she loves flowers.
Iris, Tulip, I'm home.
А нельзя было как... Сука.
You were out for so long. We were beginning to worry about you.
Мне кажется, или я проебал.
But I'm back now.
Я ходил в сокращениях не шарю.
Here, I brought
Блять, я просто, сука, говорю, я давно не играл в гашню.
Mother, what are those bruises on your hand?
Может снять синяк? Ёбаный рот. Сейчас. Вместо националки был Беннет вроде бы. Райден. Кто там еще был? Сука, старая хуйня. Это была самая ДДшная и одна из самых дешевых сборок. Может, Беннет, Райден. Блять. Почему-то хочется сказать Чунь-Юнь и Сянь-Линь. Но я, блядь, нихуя не уверен в этом. Скорее всего так, но не уверен. Типа тогда же было 3 региона, и получалось Беннет из Монштада, Сянька и Синьцю из этого, Ли Юэ и Райден из Инадзумы, и поэтому межнационалка. Оно вроде бы называлось. Это насколько я помню, типа... Ну, типа дед, и я вообще не играл этим. Ну... Беннет мне не заходит, потому что я не особо понимаю, что на него собирать, потому что каждый третий говорит, что Беннет это... Каждый второй. Каждый 0,5 говорит, что Беннет это необходимость, и, короче, обязательно его делай, а когда спрашиваешь, что надо, говорят, да запихни что хочешь, главное, чтобы там атака была в мейнстате. А Синицу я его что-то просто не играл. В один момент его у меня не было нормально. А потом мне было лень качать, потому что он требовал материалы, которые еще на одного надо были. И я решил, что я его не буду качать, я лучше другого перса вкачаю. А потом я просто на него забил. А потом, когда я смог все-таки вкачать Райден, потому что я выбил Райден, когда я только начал играть в геншин, я ее не мог прокачивать, пока в Инадзуму не попаду. И вот когда я смог до 90-го прокачать Райден и выбить ей, ну, выловить ей улов нормальный, я уже не захотел собирать это. Мне уже понравились те персы, которыми я играл, и я решил, что я лучше так продолжу. Ну и в принципе я и так сейчас играю теми же персами. Бездну, правда, беру. Фишлей только перестал играть. И то иногда ее беру. Типа у меня на выбор в бездну либо фишля, либо акли. Я там уже играюсь как-то. Блядь, что снимать?
What bruises? Oh, I must
Мать
have bumped
снимаю.
into something while I was working yesterday. But I didn't notice them this morning. Then perhaps they're from when I accidentally tripped when I was out just now. By the way, did you have fun playing at home? What's the matter, Iris?
Ну я говорю, мне просто говорили, что арты тупо вкинь на атаку. И пушку на атаку. И больше ничего не надо. И я, блядь, все остальное в хп и восстановление энергии. Не, у меня Беннет смешной. У меня там все в атаку вроде бы как. Я в гайде прочитал все в атаку. Я психанул и просто накидал ему артефактов говна и пала. Там ступающий по лаве сет, который Беннету нахрен не нужен. Но я ему его дал. И в мейнстате реально все просто на урончик. Арты не влияют на бонусы ульты, только меч.
We've realized that
Сяо.
no one really wants to play with us.
Я занят, Сяо.
They even took Iris's doll and spat at us.
And they even called us names. They said we were...
Shh. It's all right. Don't worry. Girls, listen to me. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Don't listen to them. No one can define you with such words.
Тут вообще есть прикол выбирать? Или это плохо? Реально, если какую-то чушь тебе советовали. Но это потому что никто, блядь, все говорят, что Беннет нужен, а что на него собрать, каждую хуйню свою несет. Кубок вроде бы я только не на атаку, а... Остановитесь.
Not bad. The actor's emotions. Also, if our clapper loader could avoid...
Oh,
Great. I was a little worried that I felt fine. The lines weren't too difficult at all. Seems like...
You two were great. I couldn't tell
Ой,
it was your
тяжело.
first time acting in a film. You should have more confidence.
Thank you for your encouragement. Positions, everyone! We'll move on to the next scene after we try a few more camera angles. This scene is when our two characters return home, only to discover their mother has been murdered. Ready? Lights! Camera! Action! Mother, we're back! Mother?
Я его все равно, наверное, переодевать пока не буду. Я им не играю.
Oh,
to leap?
Ему надо таланты
Iris, stay
вкачивать.
away. Huh? Why? What's...
Но у меня там до 3-го уровня не только вкачаны.
Mother... She's...
И конст у меня только либо 1, либо 0. А он мне не падает, да и хуй бы с ним.
Poison in this cup.
I could have sworn I've seen this kind of cup before.
Those aristocrats. They didn't even try to cover up their actions. Iris, we need to leave this place.
Leave? But now that Mother is gone, where can we even go?
Anywhere. All I know is that we can't stay in this house.
But are we just going to let them get away with this?
We'll have our revenge.
Ну, еску еще можно вкачивать.
Not right now.
Чисто, чтобы иногда попёрдывать.
Come on. Let's go.
Я вообще хотел Диону C6.
No, wait.
Вот Диана C6 это просто кайф был бы мне.
At least let me leave this rose with her. That's why we went out in the first place. To buy her this flower.
All right. Goodbye, Mother. We'll avenge you. Someday.
And cut! Beautiful! Great performance!
Oh my, you're so amazing, Ayaka! And were those real tears I saw? How did you do it?
I was surprised too.
Thank you for the kind compliments. Actually, as soon as Director Farina said action, I told myself not to think about anything. I just felt the weight of the moment and became the character. It's quite similar to practicing the art of the sword. You clear your mind and focus only on what's happening in front of you.
Ayaka's performance was amazing. Have I discovered an acting prodigy? Pipe down, everyone! We need to move on to the next scene!
А меч я реально не помню, какой у меня на Беннет и Саид. Если меня сейчас отпустят наконец-то с этих бесконечных диалогов, ивентов. Ясно, не отпустят. Спасибо. Больно надо было.
Traveler, is your arm sore from holding the camera all day?
Good work, you two.
You too, Shivers. You were quite the actress today.
I've read this novel many times before. I have a good grasp of my character's mindset. Anyway, do you remember my request from yesterday?
Oh, right! We were having so much fun that Paimon nearly forgot! You have a case where the murders seem really similar to the cases.
Кстати, вот скажи... Ну, под Райден, в принципе, много пачек. Я, правда, не знаю, что из последнего есть. Последнее, что я знаю, это Райден через разрастание было. То есть... Да, через разрастание, или как оно там называется. Барбара, Бал, Нахида, Синтю. Правда, я не уверен, что там Барбара именно. Там вроде бы это лучше, как... Танцовщица, блядь. Ёпс вашу медь, сука. Нилу, о. С балом много, типа, разных пачек. Вроде бы то, что ты назвал, даже самая сильная на данный момент пачка. С ней. Вроде бы. Я говорю, я давно не играл Ну, не могу я за этим всем следить, когда меня от игры тошнить уже начинало.
Yes, that's correct. We found rainbow roses just like in the novel. Seems like you're connecting the dots now.
Oh, that does sound pretty concerning.
Ну, у меня до 11 этажа, 11 этаж закрываю, 12 я не хочу я тратить, 12 это душня. Может, я бы и мог попробовать, но мне даже просто неинтересно.
Good. On behalf of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, thank you for your dedication to justice. There's no time to lose. We should start investigating right away. Follow me.
Huh? Right now? But we just got done filming all day. Paimon's so tired.
The most valuable intel always comes after nightfall. They are like small, remote islands in the middle of the sea. If you don't stay vigilant, you will pass right by them in the fog. That's how one of my favorite books always puts it, at least.
So, where are we going right now?
Let's start by checking out some workshops that sell mechanical components. If the culprit is making their own
Что там
weapons, it's very
написала?
likely that they'll visit them.
Ебади калаврадий. Обаный ты суслик. Ну вот серьезно. Вот. Блядь. Нахуй мне это надо. Лепин попин для попин. Сука. Все 20 минут, можно будет одна игра. Мне одно надо выбить. Одно созвездие и пушку хочу. Я хочу улов поменять.
Pretty please with the cherry on top, Charlotte. Journalist extraordinaire. Please tell me you're joking. I read that a gang of criminals tricked the Gardamex by disguising themselves as blubber beasts. It's true, isn't it? It has to be. I've invested all my savings into graph adversarial technology and even taken out a sizable bank loan. I'm begging you like the beggiest beggar in all of begdom. Okay. I need you to calm down a little, Miss Lapine Pauline.
Репортер звездной газеты, порой птица из Фонтейна. Нанай. Достоверные эксклюзивные сенсации в поисках истины, привычки, треперы. Истина. Журналист.
And I don't mean to dash your hopes for those, big ticket orders. But I'm afraid I'm not joking. The Blubber Beast incident was a short story mailed to us by an anonymous amateur author, written in the style of a true story.
Oh, Paimon sees what happened here. Sounds like the report Lapine Pauline read in the Steam.
Funnily enough, I actually remember being in a meeting where the editing team was debating the potential risk of misleading the public. But to our surprise, they fully supported us printing it. They figured that the false intel would be a great way. In truth, Gardamex are extremely sophisticated in their capabilities. They can identify criminals just as reliably as the best human guards, so a crude disguise isn't gonna get you far. If anything, it'll just make you stand out all the more. Since we ran that story, the Maison Gardienne
Я пока что в диалогах я ж не вижу.
including one phantom blubber beast, a titanic red crown. So I knew this story had helped out law enforcement. But this is the first time I'm learning of an innocent citizen being deceived by it and investing so much more for nothing.
Uh-oh. So Lapine Pauline's whole research project is based on a fictional story? Which means we're not gonna get a big bonus after all. But more importantly, she's gonna lose everything she's invested.
Traveler, Paimon, you're back! I was in the area taking some photos for a story. When I got to talk, she was hoping I could write an article to spread awareness about image. I unfortunately had to dash her hopes, and I'm afraid all your hard work was in vain too.
This is a new situation for us too. It's such a pity. It seems like the author was only trying to make the story interesting, and the Maison Gardiennage only had Fontaine's best interest in mind.
Wait, Miss Lapine Pauline, what are you doing?
Так, прыгать не надо.
Fight with a Gardamek, head to the opera at Biclez, and get a one-way ticket to the Fortress of Meropide. That way, I won't have to repay my debts. It's the only way I can afford to keep on living.
Whoa, there's no need to go that far. I mean, come on, look at you. You wouldn't even dent the Gardamek's armor. In all likelihood, they'd only hold you up at the Maison Gardiennage for a few days before letting you out, and then you'd still have to repay your debts. Actually, instead of going into the technicalities of that, how much did you actually invest? How bad can it really be?
270,000 more.
Так это немного.
Okay, well, escaping to the Fortress of Meropide over a sum like that seems like a last resort. Surely there must be other options.
Not anymore. I used to be an equipment supplier to the Fontaine Research Institute before that blew to pieces, and now I'm just a small-time engineer. I scraped together some savings over the past few years, but I put every last mora into this project. And it's not just my savings that are gone. It's my whole future as a graph adversarial technology specialist and my dreams of becoming a billionaire one day. My life is over.
Don't despair, Miss Lapine Pauline. I think I know a way for you to turn this around. This prototype you've given me, the camera lens for image recognition sample collection. It's really quite... The rapid focal length adjustment is a very useful function in its own right. It's sure to make many journalists' jobs much easier. In fact, I'd say it has the potential to revolutionize Fontaine's news media. So your research efforts thus far are by no means in vain. The technology you've developed may have many applications that you've never even considered.
Really?
Absolutely. I've been working as a journalist for the Steambird for a long time now.
Да, зря я тянул до последнего с этим ивентом. Проебался.
So keep calm, take heart, and start thinking about mass production. In the meantime, I'll show your invention to all my colleagues to drum up interest in your product.
I can't believe it. If this is true, then I can look into setting up a whole camera lens development pipeline. My big ticket orders and billionaire aspirations are still in the cards. Maybe I should consider taking out another.
Остановитесь со своими кредитами, блин.
Be the first to market and prepare to battle for dominance in the camera industry.
Come on, stop daydreaming about your pipelines for a minute. Just take it one step at a time and see how it goes.
And I can probably speak to some people I know and license my image recognition device to a workshop to raise some funds. I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. There's no time to lose. I need to get to work. Early bird gets the worm.
Can you believe her? She just... Paimon's pretty sure our advice wouldn't...
It's understandable. When inspiration and but don't you worry. I'm gonna write an article on all... Her research has the potential to benefit the entire journalistic community.
It's reassuring to know that you'll be looking out for her.
Actually, you know what? Why don't you... It takes the right person to get the most out of a new technology.
Thanks a lot, Sharp. No bonus, no biggie. This makes everything...
You're welcome. I got something out of this too. The boundaries between real news reports and news-like fiction must not... Yes, that's how I'll phrase it to the editors when I give them my feedback. Let's hope we don't mislead any more well-meaning citizens in the future.
Что это? Чего, блядь? Как тяжело. Так, кто там куда? Эсканор. Ёбаный рот. Эсканор, сильно тебя жизнь помотала. Ёбаный рот. Не, ну, чувак, ну каких, блядь, 5 архонтов? Ну, блядь, каких 5 архонтов, нахуй? Сука. Чё тут этот? Да. Ну, кстати. Извиняюсь. Блять. Я аж нахуй взорвался. Сука. Умную вещь хотел сказать и вылетела нахуй. Навелет где? Или как он читается? Навелет, навелет. Полетел, блядь. Сука, аж микрофон охуел в ОБС. Сука, громкость. Нормально. Спасибо. Нёвилет. Нёвилет. Не, Нёвилет. Сука, пиздец у него имя. Я так и не понял, это на самом деле Архонт? Или Фурина Архонт? Кто из них, блять, Архонт? Да ладно, без разницы. Ой. Да. Пизда. Я думал, что я дважды успею, а он через 24 дня обновится. Хуй-то. Уи. 84. Да, привет. Фурина Прос и частичка Гидроархонта.
Hello. I'd like to know if anyone has purchased some special components lately.
Special components?
Это что-то из разряда как это?
I mean the kind of components that aren't typically used for clockwork toys, but for firearms.
Huh? For firearms? No, we don't sell those sort of things here.
Это как нахида с веткой.
I'm not here to cause any trouble. We are merely investigating a case, and we're hoping that you could cooperate.
Well, to be completely honest, I'm not even sure what kind of components that would entail.
Has anyone ever purchased components here as an individual rather than on behalf of an organization?
Да, я уже что-то диалог начал.
But those who buy components are all regular customers who buy in bulk on behalf of their organization.
Is that so? I understand. Thank you for your cooperation.
You're welcome. It's the least I can do.
Ну, ладно. Можно быстренько чекнуть. Где тут? Да, почти. Добавил все-таки. Окей. Ва. Ля какой дед. С комой. Окей. Бесструнный. У тебя жатва есть. Тогда... Стоп. Окей. Ну да, тогда тебе просто надо 2 консты и все. У тебя охуеннейшая райда. Больше ей ничего не надо. Только что-то... Да? Меня она даже не докачана, потому что я самураев не особо хочу бегать за ними. А у меня их просто нет. Ульта типа 10-го, а это 9-го. Не докачал чуть-чуть. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Опа. Ты сколько по артам? 48, 127 и 250. И 1900, окей. 1900. 1900, 250. Тыры-тыры-тыры-тыры. А чё, у меня пора. Сейчас как опозорюсь. А то я уже вообще не помню. 26 на 175, окей. 1400, 1300, 1400 и 298. Не, у меня овер странные показатели, ну ладно. Я бы сказал, что недостоин. Санскрита, конечно, немножко такой баснословный. Че я вообще тут поменять могу? Корону у меня, можно сказать, нельзя менять. Кубок 17 и 13 тоже. Защита, конечно, один раз ушло, ну ладно. Крит. Все, атаки его основные. Вот это можно поменять, чтобы было крит и шанс крита. Но только надо, чтобы опять в крит урон по-хорошему ушло. А я не уверен, что у меня такое получится. Я не уверен, сколько у меня их вообще. Не, у меня восстановы даже нет. Можно, конечно, с электром кубком парафлить. Бонус электро урона сортировать. Блять. А чё тут? Ага. Критовая санова. Бля, я вчера какую-то хуйню вкачал бесполезную. Ты. 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 А, во. Ульта какая-то, товарищи. Блядь, какая залуп. Не, я такое ей явно ставить не буду. Сейчас только помечу то, что у меня опять говно. Вот так. Ну, погнали.
Oh, hey, Chevrolet. Run out of oil for your musket again?
Hello, Estelle. I want to know if anyone has come to your shop recently to order some firearm components.
Oh, is this another case? Let me think. I don't think so. Some people have requested that I make some prop guns for the Fontanalia Film Festival, but I refused all of those requests.
Oh? Why's that?
Because there's no profit! I only make things here that can do some real heavy lifting. I don't have the energy to make some new molds just for the festival.
Then has anybody come specifically looking for mechanical components?
Ладно, сколько я уже смыслил. Я в один момент фармил месяца 2 или 3 арты для Райдена, еще и смолу ту. Тоже сливал у нее. То есть я всю смолу, что была, сливал в арты на Райден. И я плюс-минус вот это собрал что-то, что подходит. И забил хуй. Бля, 86 круток, у меня это пиздец мало. Я не смогу выбить все, что надо. Мне надо, чтобы пушка повезло с первого раза выбить. Или очень быстро, или с первого раза. Потому что если выпадает из стандарта или ее и Мия, то я могу скрывать жопу. Надо фармить слегка. Ой, а я туда вообще попал? Мне вниз надо было или наверх? А, вниз. Я себе. А сейчас все лишние арты в эмблему перекрафтил. Ну, я выбивал арт на Райден, когда еще нельзя было в эмблему перекрафчивать, когда было только 4 арта. Я говорю, я ее давно выбил. И как-то грустно было.
I can allocate some more manpower to help out with that problem. What do you say?
You're still as helpful as ever. One of our men got drunk at dinner about a month ago and lost his gun. 3 days later, it turned up in the corner here.
What's weird about that? He just forgot where he put it, right?
This is Fleuve Cendre, my friend. Anything of value left in the tavern won't ever make it to the next day. But that gun turned out to be an exception. It didn't get any new wear and tear on it, and didn't even appear to have been fired.
Я тоже выбивать. Все, в принципе, тут выбивать будут Райден. Кто-то консты, кто-то просто Райден выбивать. Мне, например, надо конста и пушка по-хорошему. Но по-хорошему это одно, а другое крутки насобирать на это. У меня, конечно, сюжетка очень запоздала, я еще в лесах сижу, ну, в пустыне. У меня куча сундуков, у меня куча прокачки можно делать, куча сайд-квестов. Просто это надо сделать. У меня в экономии еще не все дособрано.
Not to mention the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
He's right.
I know you grew up here, Chevrolet. Even though you're on good terms with the Spina, you've still been gone too long. Not many people know you here now, and a lot of people don't like the Special Patrol.
I know.
So take my advice and don't show your face too much around here. It's for your own safety.
I'll come and go as I please. And I'm afraid I'll be appearing more often due to my work.
All right. Don't say I didn't warn you.
С собой можно? А ну. Нет, торговать нельзя. Ну и пошел ты нахуй. У меня полный мрак.
I'd like to ask
Пройдено
some
все, что
questions.
можно, выполнено тоже все, что возможно.
Don't worry, I'm not here to arrest anybody.
You say that now.
It's the truth.
Ну, я говорю, меня просто леса выпустили, я не смог. Не. Все эти подземелья обыскивать, все эти загадки решать. Сумеру просто иди нахуй. Вот как заставить человека бросить геншин меньше, чем за неделю. Выпустите Сумеру.
Seems you're different from the other guards. What do you want to know?
Have you heard anything related to muskets in Fleuve Cendre lately? Anything at all?
Muskets, huh? All I know is that about 2 weeks ago, we started hearing some loud noises at night. So loud that it's been waking me up.
Were they gunshots?
Possibly. It's hard to tell around here. Someone's house collapsing, a pipe exploding somewhere, it's all the same. But the noises I'm talking about definitely happened after I fell asleep.
Do you know where the noises were coming from?
I don't remember clearly.
Is it that you don't remember, or that you need to think about it some more?
You tell me.
Then please, think about it some more.
She's giving her even more Mora.
Знаешь, что... Потому что я привык к тому, что все сразу разблокировано. То есть ты можешь сначала походить по локации, собрать все сундуки, собрать все. Тебе не надо задание выполнять, тебе надо нихуя. А тут, короче, тебе надо силы Аронар. Для начала тебе надо найти бабу, взять у нее квест, найти Аронар. Потом выполнить все задания Аронар. Потом ты сможешь разгадывать некоторые загадки, и то это только для леса подойдет, потому что для пустыни тебе надо будет еще другое задание, чтобы другим предметом открывать другие загадки. И вообще, короче, пошел-ка ты нахуй, чувак. Вот, ну это бесит. Почему нельзя просто взять и сказать: собирайте сундуки, нам похуй. Нахуя 1000 загадок?
The noises came from the end of the southern waterway. I came out and had a look for myself when I wasn't sleeping well, but I didn't dare get too close. That's all I know.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Thanks for the pot de fruits.
No need to be surprised. I grew up here, remember? I know how to get people around. My apologies, I'm all out of sweets. Though I do have some other tempting snacks in my custody. Fries, fried chicken, and even onion rings. But taking care of junk food is my responsibility. You're better off sticking to your normal, nutritious diet. Now then, let's keep going.
What's all this? Some broken planks and barrels, as well as some liquor bottles?
Yes, but have a closer look, Paimon. Even though somebody has purposefully tried to clean them up, these are obviously marks from musket bullets. In other words, someone was here trying to improve their shot. They were using the barrels and bottles for target practice.
Could it have been the killer?
Your guess is as good as mine. Although many people at Fleuve Cendre own guns, few hide the fact from others. And even fewer would go to such lengths to hide markings from practice shots. Anyway, let's go. There might be more to this. Seems like that's all we'll be able to uncover for today.
Paimon feels like we managed to learn a lot more here than up on the surface.
Yes. Assuming that everything we found is indeed connected to our suspect, then their timeline was probably something like this. A month ago, our suspect found a gun and took it home to disassemble it. Once he'd figured out its mechanics, he brought it back. In the following weeks, he used some parts to create
Я
his own
сегодня у себя в
makeshift
мире
chassis
сундук нашел,
and
моя
took it to
радость
the
не
Fleuve
была
Sandra for
предела.
target practice. Then,
Ну, у меня такое было
and found his
плюс-минус,
target and
когда
carried out the
только
maneuver. Once the
Инадзума
deed was done,
закончилась.
he left a rainbow rose on the body, just like the scene in the novel.
Вот, когда были только 3 региона, у меня все было почищено. Плюс-минус. В Моншаде 1 регион. Пошел гулять. Ну и экономия. Я просто туда спускаться не люблю. Там с этим дедом надо разговаривать. Все дела. Опять по заданиям бегать. Ну его в баню. С этим призраком деда. То даже не дед, то призрак юга. Вот я заметил, что вот здесь, в принципе, можно вот так просто побегать, пособирать без заданий. Вот это нормально. А вот леса Сумеру и пустыня, это просто, ну, это больной человек выдумал все эти загадки. Чтобы, блядь, ему захотелось в туалет, и ему пришлось 10 загадок решать перед тем, как он сможет дверь открыть.
Then this murder should be an act of vengeance. But according to our investigation, the deceased didn't have any enemies. He was no saint, but no one's heard of a rival who hated him enough to shoot him dead, much less care to leave a rose on his body. What message is the killer trying to convey, and to whom exactly? We've thoroughly investigated that possibility. He claims to have spent the whole day at the Opera House on the day of the murder, and the staff there have confirmed his account.
Okay, so he has an alibi.
Not only that, he lacks a credible motive as well. He has a family of his own, and both of his parents are still alive. I've looked into his records. He was adopted at the age of 6, and all the proper procedures were followed. There are also records of him at an orphanage before then. In the story, the mother of the 2 musketeers was murdered after the children turned 10. Of course, he could have changed the children's ages, but I don't want to assume anything without evidence. More importantly, I've also had a chat with him in person. He didn't seem like the kind of person who would pull the trigger to kill a man.
Then, what should we do now? We have all this new information.
Ну вот этот ивент примерно это туча текста.
Investigations take time. I
Ну
didn't
его в
expect
баню.
us to catch the culprit in just a single day. How about this?
Ну и это что же самое, вот я и говорю, что нужно кучу текста пройти, кучу заданий, перед тем, как некоторые сундуки только появятся. Ну или появится предмет, с помощью которого ты сможешь добраться к этим сундукам. Вот в чем проблема сразу дать возможность все открывать, а задание уже потом проходить, когда тебе уже ничего не останется, не собирать, не все дела. Ну, типа, бред. Ладно, там 1-2 сундука, когда, типа, по квесту найти сундук с сокровищами или еще что-то там. Это да, это логично. А это, ну, блядь, я не знаю, это бред.
It's filming time again. Our schedule is jam-packed for the next couple of days too. We've got so many different locations and set.
Чего? А, это сверху.
Anyway, let's head out and meet up with the others.
Так, ладно, я премного благодарен всем, кто на стрим зашел. Но мне сейчас надо будет отойти на часик-полтора, и поэтому я пока что хочу прервать стрим, чтобы не висел просто. Спасибо, что пришли, а то, говорю, на твиче у меня аккаунт забанили по приколу, а у меня ни телеграма, ни дискорда, чтобы кидануть, если что. Так что аудиторию новую собираю. Типа, а почему бы и нет? Так что спасибо. Я думаю, стрим потом еще буду подрубать. Либо сегодня, либо завтра. Тоже приходите. Так что удачки давайте.